All right, we're live.
Okay, why don't we start by introducing ourselves? You're furthest left on my browser, so why don't you start with introducing yourself, Trent?
Okay. I am Trent Oswald. I am a node/io.js web developer working for Mashate, and I've been on the io.js website team since its inception.
Okay, and could you introduce yourself, Julian?
Sure. So I'm Julien Gilly. I'm working for Giant. I'm a Node.js core contributor, and I've done a bit of work on the website, but more on the content of the website, and I also sometimes deploy new versions of the website.
Okay, cool. And I'm Tierney Corin. I'm a Node enthusiast, still learning how to program with it. But otherwise, I've been a member of the evangelism working group of IOJS, the website working group, and the roadmap working group. Okay, so we have, Julian, we have a ton of issues just about kind of content that we want to be on the site. Um, there's no way we're going to get through all of them today, and I don't think we should even attempt to. But there are, let me find the correct tag here. Um,
Would that be new nodejs.org? The tag you're looking for? No?
No, yes, that's the tag that has everything.
Okay.
The only thing that has WG agenda right now, which is what we've typically used for our agenda in the past, is the IOJS localization API. Um, do you know anything about how IOJS has done localization?
Localization of the website?
Yeah.
No, I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
And
So
basically, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not a front end developer.
yeah.
So basically, I guess I shouldn't be making any recommendation about the way that the website should be written technically.
hmm
But I can be here to provide like context uh, around the content that is currently on the nodejs.org website, or the way the website is hosted, how we deploy changes, and stuff like this. But technically, you shouldn't trust me for anything related to front end
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah. So have you guys talked at all about what we're going to do to kind of converge the two website groups?
I haven't talked to anyone about this topic before. I just know that we want to do that, but other than that, I have no information about like how and what people want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at least from the issues that I've been following, some of the first steps that we need to do is go through the process of renaming repos, making sure that the current Node.js website repo is in the Node.js
Slash website, I guess, or something like that.
Well, the slash website is actually the IOJS
Okay.
website, and we need to rename that to reflect that.
Yeah.
And then once we have a Node.js website repo and an IOJS website repo, we can create a converged repo where we can start from scratch with a new build process, a new everything. I was working really closely with the build in the IOJS side of things, and helped flesh out the internationalization for it. And so that's definitely something that we want to kind of bring over into the new repo.
Okay.
Is a focus on internationalization and making sure that the working groups that we have for internationalization are still involved with content translation and things along those lines.
Right.
that's, in my opinion, that's been one of the greatest strengths of IOJS since its launch, has been its community involvement, not
Yeah.
only, the English-speaking world, but across the globe. And
Yeah.
So should we decide on kind of how the structure of how we're going to change the names around? Like, I mean, should the new Node.js website be under node.js/website, or should we have it under another name? Or, should we move the IOJS website from there to another place? What are you guys' thoughts on that? How would you like to converge kind of in the namespace?
Well, the
So
first thing I think would probably be to rename the website repo and make sure that it's IOJS website.
Yeah.
That way, because that's right now the most generic name, and it's most likely the most confusing
Mm-hmm.
for anyone coming into the organization.
Yep. So, do you
and there's no problem in renaming or moving the current node.js.org repo. I mean, the join/node website repo is not used by any automated job, so there's there's no reference to it to update.
Okay.
When we deploy changes, we deploy them manually. So basically, people will just need to update their remotes. And there's only, I think so far, there's probably only 3 or 4 people who have deployed changes to the Node.js website.
Mm-hmm.
So moving that repository or renaming it wouldn't have any significant impact.
Okay. So another question that raises for me is, are we going to base the new website off of the current Node.js website or nodejs.org, or are we going to try something new, or are we going to base it off the IOJS website?
At least,
Personally, go ahead.
Go for it.
I was just going to say, basing it off the current Node site is probably the best thing to do. We have a build.
From all of the threads that I've been following, they're actually, Jeremiah and Michael have been talking about actually abandoning them both, because the pros of the IOJS website is its build, its automated deployment, and its internationalization, whereas the Node.js website has the branding and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Adding build and internationalization and automation to the current Node site would be difficult because of retemplating and everything like that, as well as the design for IOJS was already under review before convergence even occurred.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely something that needs to be revisited. At least from the discussions I was seeing, they're looking at a brand new design, probably through the foundation's marketing department, because we definitely want to have some professional input on this, and the marketing department have a bit more leeway with like hiring a design company or something along those lines, so that what we're building is the image the foundation wants to put forward.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely something that we need to reach out to the marketing side, the foundation marketing team, and make sure that we're all on the same page for the design specifically.
So, Julian, do you know how I can reach out to the marketing team at Joyent for Node?
So I think there's a marketing team in the Node.js Foundation. Are you part of that already?
No, I'm part of the evangelism group from IOJS, but we haven't had any conversation with marketing from Joyent.
Yeah, the working groups at IOJS for the most part have not yet really been converged, with the exception of the website group, because I know I've been given access to the Joyent side website stuff, but there hasn't been any movements towards marketing or evangelism or anything along those lines. That's definitely something that we would need to get set in order.
So I know there's a marketing group in the Node.js Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not composed only of joint, employees. There's a lot of people from a lot of companies. I thought that this group was also including contributors from IOJS. But what I can do is I can give you the email address that is used by that group, and then you can reach out to them and ask them to participate in this group.
Yeah. Okay, that sounds great. Trent, how would we import a kind of bare bones skeleton of the IOJS website as to use the build system that we already have?
Not necessarily. And this is where Sean and Jeremiah would have been really great to have on the call with us.
Yeah.
Most of us have kind of worked out the kinks enough with the IOJS website that if we needed to build it just straight from scratch, we can do that.
Okay.
I know Gulp has worked really well for our build automation. I think we were looking into handlebar. I think what we decided on was handlebars for templating, and any bare bones. And there is Jeremiah and Sean. Welcome.
Perfect timing.
Seriously, just talking about you guys.
Yeah. No problem, Jeremiah.
So, yeah, Jeremiah and Sean, we were just talking about how we want to start the new converged repo. Tierney was asking about if we wanted to bring over like a bare bones skeleton of the current IOJS website because of the build and the internationalization. I would vote -1 on that and just do it from scratch because we already know how more or less things are to be structured. But again, I wanted to get your guys' input on that and see what you thought.
Well, it's a good thing we decided to show up. Sorry about that.
No problem.
I was like, you got carried away in the lengthy end of a meeting, and then as we were just finishing up, glanced back at the clock and went, how did it get so late? Yeah, I would actually +1 the idea of just starting fresh, and we can just like pluck out any like build scripts or like even like just starting a really simple skeleton template that is the like V1 or V001 like new Node.js template. Like we just can add the stuff as we need it.
Yeah. So we were talking about getting together with the marketing group to get kind of a new design, like a whole refresh of both, like kind of tossing aside both nodejs.org and iojs.org. So we're going to get in touch with the marketing people from the Node Foundation and have them kind of try to feel around for getting a professional design done. How would you want to kind of coordinate with that? Like, how would you want to kind of import the design or the content they would create?
I don't know who was responding to that.
I was talking to Sean or Jeremiah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know if we should overly guess ahead of time the best solution until we would just like talk to them and know where they want to draw the line versus where we want to draw the line, like with even like the web-ready graphic resources. If they're getting to the point where they're actually making the like correctly sized logo and other graphical elements and icons that are appearing on the site, does it make more sense for them to like inject those into the repo directly through PRs, or should we maybe implement something like a style guide project where all the logos and some of that standardized marketing-esque CSS and stuff is all defined, and then like bring that into the website project? There's like a few different ways we can potentially organize that.
Okay.
So I think honestly, like this is a little bit ahead of ourselves because we're not really there, and I've talked to people a little bit, and it seems like it might be a better idea before we go and ask the marketing board to like redesign or whatever, to just like ask the community for designs because we already got a lot of them.
Yeah.
So that might, it's probably going to take a while either way, so we should go with probably what we have, and then switch everything over, focus more on a technical level, because whatever the style guides and designs are, we can probably just apply anyways.
Okay. So what are your thoughts on the one that VJ was creating already that kind of was worked out with the evangelism group? I mean, we haven't seen any progress on that for a while. And there weren't any real other completed or fleshed out kind of options that we had.
There was one or two that were more, his specific design focused very much around like io.js, so I'm not sure that would work.
Okay.
Maybe we could do a brand new call to the community to.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking would probably be best.
Node.js website.
Right. And that's what would catch it is the Node.js instead of io.js.
Yeah.
So I'll post an issue in the evangelism group asking for some help to write a document on
like a guide.
Medium. Well, just asking the community to contribute if they'd like to.
Well, I would say even before that, though, we need to figure out what we're doing with repos.
Yeah.
Because if we do this all in the evangelism repo, you know, people who are interested in the website may not necessarily think to be seen.
Well, by evangelism repo, I mean create a issue that prompts the members of the evangelism WG to write a blog post somewhere, either on nodejs.org or Medium, asking for help. So like it'd be the blog post that we're publishing, and that could redirect to the website working group.
But before that, though, we would probably want an issue for them to go to, and we'd probably want that issue to be in the converged repo.
Okay. Yeah.
At least in my opinion, that's what we need.
Jeremiah, Sean, do you have any comments on that?
I think I'm for the core issue being in the new repo, the new site, just to keep that aspect of it all centralized and out of the noise of any of the other projects.
So, Jeremiah, did you have anything to say on that?
It sounds like a good idea if we can get like a blog post out. I think we might still get the most traffic on a logo thread if it was just in the new core repo. Just along with the blog post, I think there should be some amount of guidelines on like what we're really looking for. Like not just a logo, we're looking for like sort of a design.
Yeah.
That we can go with the sort of general style.
We can definitely cross-pollinate it once we have the central issue. Like we can spam evangelism and the converged repo and just kind of direct everyone to a singular place.
Yep. So we pretty much, it seems like it's kind of decided that we're going to be moving the io.js website away from the website working group or the website repo. What do you want? What name do you guys want to put the website io.js website under?
io.js website. No, sorry, sorry, that's not what we said. We agreed on io.js.org, I think.
That's what sounds best to me, but I'd like to hear what you other guys think. Sean and Trevor.
Yeah, either io.js.org or io.js.org website.
Okay.
I thought this was already decided, but I just don't think like the actual technical for the build has been done or something.
Yeah, I think that has been the major thing. There was a thread that already discussed the naming, and
Okay.
so
Yeah, whatever we came up with.
who has the access to be able to change names and create repos in the?
I was assuming you did.
I do.
I don't.
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I just need to clarify with Rod if he's around today that everything will actually still work.
Okay. So if that's the case, then we'll change that as soon as possible. And what should the new website? What repo should that be? Should that be just /website again?
Probably.
I would say, I don't know. In thinking that we're now a working group managing multiple websites, it probably makes sense to just call it node.js.org or
Okay. Yeah. Node.js.org sounds good.
Okay.
whatever the pattern is for io.js.org, because we might end up with other sites too, like if we have like some sort of, I don't know, some sub projects or even contest website for new design or whatever. I think it's just maybe makes sense to have them all broken out.
The other question I have, though, in regards to that is moving over the Joyent node website into the Node.js Foundation group. How is that naming scheme going to be different from the Converged website?
That's a good point. Because I think we should leave that as Node website. Do you agree, Julian?
Yes. I don't have any specific opinion about the name of the repo. Like I said, there's no automated job that needs to pull from this repo or push to this repo. Everything is done manually. So yeah, any name is fine as long as it's not too confusing. So Node website would be good.
Okay. Does that sound good to you, Sean, Jeremiah, and Trevor?
This for the old. I wonder if we should specifically word it in a way that like somebody seeing the list of repos knows it's sort of the like existing but being phased out website repo versus the.
I guess that could be in the description of the repository or even in the README.
Yeah. I mean, I think of a word like deprecated, but I don't think that would be good in the title.
We also we don't have to. We could move it now as like Node website, or even we could name it node.js.org now, and when we phase it out, we can rename it again. Again, there's no automated job that depends on it, so we can rename it like 1,000 times, and it will not have any impact on anyone.
Okay.
What do people think of having node.js.org, the repo, be the same, but with like different branch histories? So like the new site would be under some branch that has a clean history, but it's actually the same repo. I don't know if there's existing issues and stuff on that repo. I haven't.
Yeah. So my concern will be with existing issues. I guess it might get confusing to have, issues for different branches with very different code bases in the same repo.
Yeah.
So maybe splitting, keeping the repositories separate might be might make things just easier for everyone.
So
I echo that concern as well.
What about naming the current website node.js.org now, as Julian suggested, and then naming the new website as node.js.org next?
Yeah, that could work.
Thoughts,
basically,
guys?
Anything that makes your life easier is fine by me.
Okay.
Are we thinking of having like to test automatic distribution and stuff like we have for the current io.js website, of having this on a sort of like not a private domain but a non-publicized domain that anyone following the repo can find the current build of this site? Like either early on there was talk of there being like a new.node.js.org or something like that. maybe if we're planning to have a domain like that, we can just line up the naming.
Oh yeah, that sounds really smart.
Yeah.
If we set it like, and that's one of the things that I like about the IOJS repo itself is the automatic deployment. And if we can set up something like that onto like new.node.js.org, we can name that repo just new.node.js.org.
Excellent.
Name the one that we move over from joint node.js.org, and then
Excellent.
at that point it kind of self-differentiates between now and next and
Yeah,
all of that.
that's a very good idea. Thoughts, guys?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Sean, Jeremiah?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm not really sure I caught all of it, but sure.
Okay.
It doesn't really matter what the repos are named too much.
Okay. So those are two things we got to do is just change both repos names and create the new.nodejs.org repo as kind of the new core for that. I will have the evangelism group write a blog post and we'll post that, and I'll write an issue for the new.nodejs.org repo requesting a design, and I'll run that by all you guys.
So are we going to, by that do you mean like we're going to kind of like review the criteria and what we're asking for before all that goes live, just so that
Yeah, I just want to make sure we're kind of all like on the same page with it.
Yeah, I think that's good. We could even do a behind the scenes probably issue on kind of how to track that on our new repo, and then work through our requirements and even the process for people to like submit ideas and stuff like.
Yeah.
So that we can manage that and track it in a sensible way as stuff comes in.
Are there any other issues that we have with kind of convergence?
So one thing that I'd like to mention, it might be a bit early to think about this, and I guess that will be tackled when we start having actual code and the first version of the converged of the new website deployed. But I think one of the tricky, something that might be tricky is making sure that all the files from the Node.js releases and all the files from the IOJS releases are at the right place, and making sure that we don't break programs like NVM or Nave or Node.js versions managers. So I think we need to be careful about that.
I think that may actually be more of the domain of the build.
The build takes care of that on our end.
Okay. Then,
so that's completely out of the hands of the website team.
Okay, then that's good. All right, then I'll bring that up to that working group if I'm ever in a conversation with them.
The more I'm thinking about it, and this is like a little too early, and we'll probably depend on some sort of meeting with marketing. But I'm thinking there could be value to like separating out a bit of a style guide type group to maintain logos and like CSS color variables and that sort of thing, and structured in a way that it can be a dependency of the new site, or sorry, the new site would bring it in as a dependency, so that like that stuff can potentially over time be maintained and have a little bit of its own life. I don't know, I'm just throwing an early seed out there. It's not necessarily something to discuss now, but there might be a need for a repo around that if we want to go that route.
Yeah.
It can be revisited later.
For that, let's go ahead and open an issue on the new site once we have the repo built, Sean, so that we can continue discussing it and making sure that it's staying a relevant topic.
Works for me.
So I guess action items at this point. Jeremiah, I guess you're the only one here that has access to like rename and create repos. will you double check everything on the build side and see about getting that repo changed this week?
Yep. I re-commented on the issue, but I'll ping them again if nothing happens so far.
Okay. And then we also need to make sure that the new repo is created this week. And Julian, if you'll check with everything on the Joyent side for transferring the Node website into the Node foundation, that will help get things going a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did we say the new website repo will be called?
New.node.js.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And so the existing node.js.org repo would be named node.js.org, right? In the Node.js organization. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Also, I have an action item about reaching out to the marketing committee of the Node.js Foundation and basically see how you guys, can participate in that group if you're interested.
Yep.
Cool.
That sounds good. I don't think there's anything else that we have to cover that won't be covered by all this new stuff. So I think that will be it. Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
So yeah, what I'm thinking about is because I have a lot of meetings to attend, and you guys are primarily concerned with the website itself, and not necessarily the deployment of the website and of the releases. I will probably not be attending these meetings unless you specifically need me to attend. So feel free to mention me in GitHub issues, and if you need me in a particular meeting, then I'll be happy to join. But otherwise, I will not be attending all meetings.
Okay, that sounds great.
Sounds
we'll
good.
let you
Okay.
know. Yep.
Cool.
Okay, I think that's it. You ready?
Okay.
Just sorry, in terms of like actionable items, this will I think just be once we have the new PR or the new repo to like open PRs and some stuff. We'll just need to like maybe who's running with like bringing in that initial structure or what that should be, because that's sort of an effort on its own as well. In addition to like ensuring all the build process coordination happens, all the marketing coordination happens, just sort of like doing that first step of like, the hello world of new.node.js.org. I might be able to play around with that a little bit. I'm not sure who else has the bandwidth.
What I would suggest is we'll have at least the master branch, but let's make sure that any like structure additions or things like that we're doing in feature branches, and then do pull requests in. Once we know that that's a structure that we want to do, that would be the only thing I would say.
For sure, I definitely don't want to bypass PRs. Mostly just thinking like somebody's got to initiate those PRs, so we don't have an empty repo with just a README or something.
Yeah, definitely.
So do you want to do that, Sean, by in a week or so?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. I think
Do
we're
we
good.
want to aim, just while we're all like on the line, for those who want to attend meetings, to just do it like a check-in, like 1 week
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, a week from today sounds good.
Is that a good time for everyone else?
You said a week from today?
Yeah, like this time next week, or like whatever, off a day or so, depending on people's schedules.
Is it good for you, Trevor and Jeremiah?
This time would be good. Yeah, for me at least, this time is good.
I'll do another doodle or whatever that site's called, and I'll make sure everybody kind of gets their input in.
Yeah, apparently Jeremiah's Chrome just froze. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
There it is.
Seems good.
Okay. Okay, that's it. I think we can close the meeting now.
all right, thank you very much, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for attending, Julian.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thanks,
Talk
everyone.
later,
Yeah.
guys. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.